Perfect. Okay. Sorry guys, computer's almost dead. Just a sec. This one was not with Bob. I got out of that one. I actually passed it off to my buddy. He ate it for me, and the reason he ate it is because we did some content, and I gave him kind of a workshop. I flew him out here, so I was able to pass that off to a connection of mine who's more well equipped to handle these projects. And I'm doing a deal with him right now. Devin in the chat right here has a $4,000 deal with him right now. Okay. I'm one of those people where everything has to be perfectly comfortable. My shirt, my pants, my watch, my necklace, everything must be perfectly comfortable in order for me to lock in. And now I'm here. Okay. So let's go to Detroit. Why am I flipping in Detroit? It is my opinion that Detroit has some of the lowest prices and the highest rents in the entire United States. Detroit houses can be acquired for $60K. You get a turnkey house for $60K. That property is probably listed at $80K or $90K, but if you call enough of them, somebody will say yes to $60K. And one thing I really like about it is these properties rent out for sometimes $1,400. Are you a Virgo? No, I'm a Cancer. So that's why I chose Detroit. I feel that Detroit is an okay city with a really solid population, and I really like the rents and prices there. And I'm largely flipping properties to sell to investors. You know, every property I'm flipping right now, with the exception of the one I just finished in Oklahoma City, is to sell to an investor. But if I'm being honest, guys, that Oklahoma City one, I had to sink so much money into that thing, so I kind of broke even on it. But it is what it is. You got to learn somehow. But this one, we did not break even. So let's find the address. Where's the property? I think it's, oh my God, I zoomed in on it. I actually just zoomed in on it. It's right here. I think 13605 Tacoma is this guy. Yep, that's it. It doesn't look like this anymore, guys. It doesn't look like this. So what did I do to the property? New siding. I went white. New roof. Roof is black. Painted the steps black, painted this area black, painted the railing black. Redid the entire interior, new water heater, new furnace, new HVAC. This was technically a single family, but you can see in the description that it says previous two family. So previous two family is now one. I turned it back into a duplex. So I had to convert a single family into a duplex. Show us. I'll go ahead and show you guys. But remember, I'm live on Discord right now if you want to see it. But this is the house. I bought this for $60,000. So why does it say $58,500? Well, I paid a $1,500 assignment fee to a guy in Nairobi, Kenya. Pretty crazy, right? Nairobi, Kenya. He found me my property to flip. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He totally did that. And I was very happy that he did that. And now I'm ready to buy again. So if you guys have deals and you're like, Richard, I want you to pay me a couple $1,000, $5,000 for my cash deal, I will pay you $5,000 for your cash deal. Now, when I first saw this property, it occurred to me that the condition wasn't that bad. It largely just needed floors and interior work. And that's what I did. How much did that cost me? That was about $25,000. Probably about $30,000 after my water heater and furnace got stolen. I had 2 break-ins in this property, and I learned some very important lessons from my break-ins. When it's really cold outside in Detroit, people will break into your property just to stay warm. And honestly, there's not a whole lot that you can do about it. But what you can do to avoid them stealing things is do not store your materials in the property. Don't do that. If your contractor is thinking about doing that, you say, no, I'm sorry, you can't keep your stuff in this property. All of that needs to be stored elsewhere because we're in a low income market and there's a lot of crime around here. So I had about 3 break-ins in this property, which was really unfortunate. They stole my mechanicals one time. And then what I did is I put those mechanicals in storage and I installed them on the day of closing. So those got installed about 3 or 4 days ago, and I've been paying somebody to sleep at the property every single night since then. So I have a guy at $75 per night. I'm saying, hey, please just stay at my property, keep the lights on, do whatever you want. Don't smoke in there. You can smoke outside. And if you just stay there, I'll give you $75. So I did that to prevent the theft in between the time of closing, which is happening right now as we speak. I just signed, and when the actual deed transfers. So let's look at some numbers here. One of my most important things that I wanted to see when I bought the property was spot crime. I wanted to see if there was any crime in the area. And at the time of buying it, there was no crime. And when I say crime, I mean gun violence. We didn't have any gun violence. And the good news is there's still no gun violence in this area. So I like to see that. The second thing is I thought my ARV would be about 145,000 or 150,000, or I thought it was 149, 150. I sold for 146. That's my job. My job is to figure out ARVs. My job is to figure out cash on cash return. I had no problem finding my buyer. I had no problem getting 146,000. There was barely a negotiation. I wanted 149. He was like, "How about 146?" And I was like, okay. All right. All right. Okay." So, yeah, I was thinking that I'd buy it for about 58,000, 60,000. I was thinking that I would be in it for about $5,000 and that I'd have about 3K in holding costs and about 25,000 in rehab, meaning I'd be in it for 93. I was expecting to sell for 149 less 93,000, and I was expecting to make $56,000. So essentially, that's not what happened. I made $21,000, and I'm going to talk a little bit about why. But I think part of that comes down to the comps in the area. My man is a tired landlord after 3 months. Yeah, I am pausing on rental properties for the time being, and I'm exploring flipping. My rentals have been a challenge, I won't lie. Can someone get sued doing wholesale? Man, it's important to note that you can get sued for walking around. Anybody can sue for any reason in the United States. A lot of people think you have to have a reason to sue, but you don't. You could actually just sue somebody for existing, and it happens all the time. You can claim that they did something, they hurt you somehow, some way, you know? Anyways, let me draw around this area and let's look at some comps. Here, here, and here. Apply. Okay, so this is the loose area where the property is, right? This thing has been for sale the entire time. The entire time that I've owned this property, this thing has been for sale. I even had my contractor walk it. We'd need this for like 5K. So, anyways, I went from for sale to sold, and let's check out our comps. And honestly, nothing has sold since then. Nothing has sold since then. Is this guy still for sale? Nope, he sold. Nice. Good job, man. This guy was for sale when I was for sale. When did you sell? Oh my god. Oh, wait. No, you just removed the listing. This guy still owns it. This is a failed listing. I bet he's low equity. I bet you could turn that into a wholesale deal. This thing was for sale a little bit ago. Anyways, my comps, let's talk about it. So I had some mixed matched comps. This is my favorite one right here. On July 31st, this thing sold for 170,000. This is a smaller duplex. I converted mine into a 6-bed, 2-bath duplex, meaning I'm 3-bed, 1-bath on each side. And this thing sold for 170. So knowing that I'm larger in square footage, beds, and baths, I figured I could at least sell for 149. Now, why did I look at a comp that was smaller and say, hey, I probably will sell for less than that? Well, look at the scale of rehab, guys. You see how the landscaping's done. It's a nice rehab. They did this for somebody to live in it. I would venture to say that a real estate investor didn't buy this one. I bet a retail buyer bought this one. And honestly, it's really pretty. They did a really good job on this flip. As I look around, I can see the landscaping's nice, the grass is nice. They put little rocks down. I just think it's great. I think it's a great property, and I saw this and it let me know this area has the potential to sell for what I think it will. There was also this thing, but this is a weird property. This is like some larger duplex. It's not quite what we are, built in a different year too. So I really had to use this guy to gauge whether or not I would sell for that. Now, I also had some smaller duplexes. These are 4-2 duplexes in investor condition. So I had this little range. I had a range in my head. Okay, we got a $170,000 duplex and a $125,000 duplex. What's the difference? Turnkey in decent condition versus fully renovated in immaculate, perfect, beautiful condition with good design decisions. I thought, okay, I'll do an okay rehab, and I'm probably going to sell for maybe 149. I was wrong. It was $146,000. So yeah, these are my comps. This is kind of what let me know that this might be a good flip. And let's talk about the hurdles that I ran into when I first started this project. So um, what was I nervous about that ended up not being a problem? I was really nervous about my contractor, and I found a really good contractor through a connection on Instagram. There was a woman on Instagram. She was walking properties for me, and then she suggested her contractor, said he was excellent. I took a leap of faith. I started working with him, and he's been amazing. He's just been unbelievable. I have no complaints. I really, if I could recommend him, I would. But the thing is, I'm kind of protective over him. I just don't really want I don't want anybody else to take up his capacity. So I can teach you how to find good contractors and how to vet them, but I can't provide a contractor for you. Now, I think this could be done in any market. You could do this anywhere from the United States, but I would try to do it in cheap markets. I did a one-on-one with a guy today and he had a fix and flip sitting on the market for like 250, $300,000. And I was like, man, the only person who can buy this property is somebody who wants to live in it. And if your rehab is not up to par, you're kind of cooked because you can't refinance this property and rent it out for a profit. You're just, you're stuck with this property. You're bleeding on your hard money loan. You're hoping and praying that your flip sells. I was not hoping and praying that my flip would sell. I looked at it and I said, this is going to rent out for 1250 per side. That's a 30% cash on cash return at the price that I'm offering it. So I knew it would sell. So what happened? What went wrong? Well, I bought the property and pretty early in, we had a break-in. We put the mechanicals in first. Pretty early in, they stole my mechanicals. Kept the mechanicals out. Then we had another break-in, then we had another break-in. The 2 other break-ins weren't particularly expensive. They just broke the door down and were staying in the property seemingly to stay warm. The first break-in was expensive. It cost me about 6 or $7,000. So I learned something there. I was like, you know what? You can't really stop people from breaking into your properties, but what you can do is you can keep the valuables out of your property. Then it comes to my second issue. I had the property inspected for my buyer about a month ago. Do you guys remember that? I had the property inspected for my buyer about a month ago. I posted a video about buyer tears apart my fix and flip. Do you guys remember buyer tears apart my fix and flip? Okay, what was wrong with the property? He said it needed a new roof. He said it needed new siding. He said that the garage needed to be fixed. He said that I needed a couple other things. So I did that. I fixed those. I added everything onto it. How much do you think the roof, siding, and a couple other things cost? What do you think? Roof, 2,000 square foot house, roof and siding. What do we think? The roof was about 9 and the siding was about 8, and then there was some other miscellaneous expenses that put that closer to $22,000. So I was in it for an additional 22, half my profit gone off of that lack of understanding. You know what I did on my next flip? I made damn sure to get one that had a good roof and brick siding. So there's no change the bricks. You're not changing the bricks when you have a brick property. The bricks are good permanently. And then I had to do the roof on that property. So I did that, and then, another pothole I stepped in was well, I guess it wasn't a pothole. The appraiser came to the house, right? The appraiser came to the house, and, the appraiser gave it a good appraisal and said that it was worth the price that we were selling it for, but then he goes and says, "Hey, you gotta fix some things in the property." And he said I had to put some of it was really valid. Like, I didn't put smoke detectors in there, just a tiny thing I forgot. And you're like, well, how do you forget that? I just forgot. Yeah, I don't really have an excuse for that. I'm new to flipping and I forgot. So we put in the smoke detectors and smoke alarms, whatever those may be. We also needed carbon monoxide detectors. Um, what else did I run into on this one? Just those appraiser fixes. And then I had misrepresented closing I had misrepresented closing costs to my buyer. I told my buyer that his total entry would be about 35 to $36,000. Um, so it wasn't. It was actually 43,000. And I learned a very basic lesson that I don't know how I was blindsided by this, but when you're buying a property with a DSCR loan, your closing costs are upwards of double where I thought it was. And I think the reason that I didn't know that is because I was used to buying with creative finance, and creative finance closing costs are significantly, significantly, significantly less. I had a HUD statement too, and it said the total entry would be 34, 35, but then on the day of closing, it was different, and that caused a problem. So I stepped in a pothole there. I didn't run my cash on cash return correctly because of my buyer's entry fee. So, yeah, title for a $146,000 purchase with a DSCR loan, which is an investment loan, is gonna be a lot, like 10, 12, maybe 15. It was $15,000 for me, which is excessive. I feel like we could get it for 10, but yeah. Here's an interesting question here. So I'll let the chat decide on this. Guys, do we think it is A, good for society for this property to be renovated? Check out the house. Good for the area, or not good for the area for this house to be renovated? So this is an affordable housing unit. This is a house and it's affordable housing. Its price point, its after repair value is affordable housing. Do we think that the area is better off not having this renovated or having this renovated? It's not that it's expensive. It's a 150K property. To buy this property, you need to be making like 25K a year. It's a duplex, so you could live in one side and rent out the other. So it's my thinking that when you're doing a completely distressed, destroyed house and you're renovating it and it can't be lived in by anybody, and then you turn it into Section 8 housing, the benefit is massive. Let's talk about the people who get paid. The seller of the house gets paid. Can we really say that the seller doesn't have the right to be paid? I think the seller has a right to be paid. The realtor gets paid, the title company gets paid, the wholesaler gets paid, the transaction coordinator gets paid, and there's probably more people in this scenario that get paid too. Then you buy the property and you inject money back into the local market by paying a contractor who's local to that area to do the work for you. So now the contractor and all of his subcontractors and employees are also being paid. In addition to that, when the house is renovated and finished, another realtor gets paid. And then on top of that, you have a house that's been turned into Section 8 housing. Now, Section 8 housing is free rent. You only pay 80%. You pay 20%, the government pays 80%. And if you have kids or if you're disabled, the government will pay 100% of your rent. So it already is affordable housing, and then it turns into a rental property, and that rental property houses somebody for free. So it has this like widespread benefit in the local economy. I'm really not the only person who's being paid in this scenario. There's just so many parties involved. It's excellent. So I don't feel particularly bad about renovating destroyed houses. I think it's a really good thing for people. Anyways, I think it's not great if you're selling to hedge funds, right? Selling single family houses to hedge funds, that's obviously not a great policy. So let's find another one. Let me find another one really quickly here, because I want to show you guys how I would restart the process. How would I restart the process if I wanted to do another one? Well, I've talked about flipping multifamily. Something I would consider is I would flip a 2-bed, 1-bath by adding a bedroom to it. I would add a bedroom to a 2-bed, 1-bath. Did I already do the signing thing? Yes. Yes, I did. It is closed. I have the HUD statement right here. This is the HUD statement. If you want to see it, it lists our gross profit here. Check it out. This is the gross profit on the deal. It is $44,222 profit. Obviously, it's not. So this, yeah, very, very exciting there. Very, very happy. Anyways, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to talk about my next one. Well, actually, we already talked about my next one. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and see if I can find another one here, because I'd like to show you guys the process of finding another one, right? So let's do multifamily. Let's look at multifamily. I'm sharing my screen with about 250 people right now, and I'm going to see if I can find one. Remember, if you're not into flipping houses, that's okay. You can be my deal finder. You could be my buyer's deal finder, right? Let's talk about what myself and buyers might be interested in buying. I'm kind of doing what Harry does, but I'm not holding them. I'm flipping them. Max price point. We probably want to look at things that are listed for 90,000 and below. Okay. 90,000 is a bit expensive. It's a bit expensive. Because remember the ARV of these properties, if we're going to hit the cash on cash return that we need to, oof, that one's rough. The ARV of these is probably about 150 pretty much across the board. So as I look at some of these properties and I think to myself, damn, you're asking $88,000, man, that's rough. Well, this thing doesn't need much work, does it now? I mean, it needs a pretty decent amount of work, right? Yeah. Yeah, that could be something right there. Oh, but look at the days on market, man. Okay. Here's an investment opportunity, upper, lower, two-bedroom units, kitchen, bath, have original tiles, vinyl windows, full basement, good candidate for a fix and flip. Okay, this could be something, but man, your price point's just way off. Your price point's just way off. Doesn't mean we can't get it for lower than that. They've been here for a year. So I guess I'll examine this thing in a bit. I wanna see if there's anything else that stands out to me. Maybe I will look at that. Okay, maybe I will look at that. It's we'll just look at it really quickly. How much do I think this thing needs? Probably a new roof, no siding needed. This is, like, rotted out. Gosh, that's a problem. The windows appear to be vinyl, but kinda gross. The interior probably needs at least 20. The exterior God, this is probably like a 40K job, guys. I feel like it's probably a four I'm gonna say 37.5. I think it needs 37.5. You know, it would need to sell for about 140, 150,000, and I feel like there's better opportunities. I feel like we could find something slightly better. I'm gonna keep scrolling. I think there's more out there. This thing's been here for 175 days. One thing that immediately stands out to me are those nice final windows. Interior looks to be, wow, not that bad, actually. It's really not that bad. Okay. Vacant, attractive neighborhood. Home requires minor turn. Okay. Yeah, that's something. That could be something. They're asking 84 for it. I know my ARV is probably gonna need to be 140 based on my cash on cash return. Um, I feel like it might only be like a 25K job. Maybe only 25K on that. Let's comp. Let's do some comping here. So first things first, my buyers don't wanna buy if it's a war zone, so I need to see if it's a war zone. So I'm gonna check spot crime. Not quite a war zone. You mean you got a shooting over here, but that's like 10 plus blocks away, so I think it's okay. So I think our location's okay. Um, let's figure out what it could sell for. So I'm gonna draw here to here to here, and let's just figure this out really quickly here. What could this thing sell for? You also got this guy, 84,000, and it's a 5.2. So why has it been here for so long? Why have you been here for so long? I like that it's a 5.2. You know, the 5.2 is actually pretty appealing to me because now I can sell it for more. And maybe I could make it a 6.2. Maybe I could add in an additional bedroom. That would be pretty cool. You've got that upstairs area right there. It does look like a window's completely busted out, so I worry that it may have been exposed to the elements. Video of your 15K closing fees? It is, isn't it? Okay, let's reset all my filters, see what's here. Okay, you got this multifamily here selling for $169,000. Each unit, 3 bedrooms, rented at 1043 and 1063. Okay, let's go ahead and look at sold. I'm gonna do multifamily. I'm gonna go ahead and do past 12 months. And yeah, that's bad. So that's pretty bad, guys, and that's just not really a risk I'm willing to take. I'll go wider, but as I go wider, you've got that 145, and then you've got this 210, and you've got that. Yeah, I don't like that you got 9K properties here, 18K properties. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't know about that one, guys. I just don't think the comps are strong enough. My appraisal might not come back where I need it to come back. So I'll keep looking. Home type, multifamily. Let's keep scrolling and see if I can find something else. So this guy's listed at 90,000. Great duplex investment opportunity. Wow. You've already done most of the work, haven't you? You got no mechanicals in here, but your interior looks great. Might need to reside this thing though, maybe. Needs a new roof. So you need a new roof on the okay, I'm liking this one, guys. Great duplex. Wow. I like this. The roof is 9. What the hell is that balcony? See if we can see a little bit more of the balcony. So the roof is 9. They even got the light fixtures, modern light fixtures here too. Man, this person just ran out of money. They just ran out of money. 2 meters on the back. Let's check out my windows. Are they vinyl? Look to be vinyl to me. Is that wood or vinyl? I think it's vinyl. I like this. I'm interested in this. Yeah, man. So this is exciting to me. Let's understand the area a little bit more. Are we on the east side, west side? Where are we? Okay, we're up here. I don't know if that's a good area or not. Let's find out. I'm just hoping for not very much gun violence in the area. Good. No gun violence at all, actually. I don't see a single shooting in the area. So that's really good to see. Um Hell yeah. How much should this be? I think it would probably only be like 15. Call it 17. I'm gonna say 17.5. I think you could get that done for $17,500 with my guy. It's a 4.2. It's been there for 19 days. Let me check my comps now. So that's probably my deal right here, guys. I'll probably buy this house. Of course, the realtor won't respond, but they will eventually. So I think that's my deal. If you bring something like this to me, I'll pay you a finder's fee. But I like this a lot. It's a light rehab. There's no shootings in the area. Neighbor's house is talk about a sexy rehab. Except for you didn't finish the project, meaning I'm gonna scoop up your deal too, except for the price you're asking is absolutely ridiculous, but you were trying to do a retail rehab given that. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about a black? Think about black. Y'all like this? I kinda like it, guys. I think it's kinda cool. You guys like black brick? Should I do that with one of my flips, or what do we think about that? Dracula lives there. It's very mysterious and brooding. My house is like this. Emo, but I like it. Fortunately, it's not priced anywhere near where it needs to be. So guys, these realtors. Oh, look, you're still here. Disposable me. Disposable me, be nice to yourself. Um, Guys, when a realtor lists a house for sale, they don't really think about who's gonna buy it. Guys, this is an investor's house to sell to another investor. And at this price, it doesn't negatively cash flow. It just doesn't make any money. So I think I found the next one. I think I found the next one. The next one is the neighbor's house. And honestly, the fact that they thought that they could list it there means that they must have seen some pretty damn good comps, but I bet we're going to discover some things that are like, yeah, you probably shouldn't have listed it there. So here's what I'm doing, guys. This is my process. I click apply, and this is the subject I'm looking at here. We call this the subject property. What stands out to me about this? We've got this ugly exterior, but look at the inside. See that light fixture? Brand new. Look at the inside. That's what I'm talking about. Hell yes. It's literally livable. This thing's in livable condition. And they didn't do a bad job. We just need to get an oven, just a couple things, guys. So that's not that bad. That it just doesn't need much work. So you see the mechanicals are missing in the property. How do I start doing this? Okay, really quick detour. This is what I did before I flipped houses, and this is still what I do. You see all these checks? This is probably like $200,000 right here. Where did I get it? I got this from Finding Deals for Real Estate Investors. So Hold My Hand Wholesale teaches you how to wholesale real estate, and wholesaling real estate is where all of these checks come from. What is wholesaling? So I don't really want to look too hard for these properties. So what you can do is you can find them for me, and I'll give you a fee. The highest fee I've ever paid somebody is $53,000, and the highest, or I'm sorry, that's not true. It's like 15,000. The highest fee I have ever received is $102,000. Do you consider homes that don't have pictures? That's a good question. Most of the time, when there's no pictures of a property, it means that the property is rented out and there's a tenant. What's stopping you from not giving the fee? Well, we have a contract. We have a contract, and you're the contract holder, and I can't close on it without your permission. So you have to give me permission to close on it, and the title company makes sure that everything, all the agreements are upheld. You can cash checks and keep them. Yes, you can. I do it online. But okay. No need to go into the bank to cash a check. So okay. Tanner, if you want me to check it out, join my Discord. Let's check the comps. I'm excited. Oh. Okay. I saw these and I was like, what the hell is that? But then I saw the rest. Okay, we're good. Damn, bruh. Whoo! Look at these comps. Oh my goodness. I gotta ask Harry a question really quickly. Call Harry Gold.
I don't see a L. Harvey Gold in your contacts.
Oh my god, I gotta respond to this. Hold on, guys. I have service scheduled for my boat. Okay. So look at these comps, guys. These comps are really high. Let me ask Harry a question really quickly. I gotta ask Harry a question. Let me call Harry. No money for wholesaling. Wholesaling's free.
Hey.
Man, I just signed closing docs for Tacoma.
Sweet.
The net was 21K. We'll take it.
Okay. Well, how long did it take you to turn that?
Ah, shit, man. I think I bought that thing in. Let me find out. I think I bought it in like December. Hold on. It took me a while on my first one. I bought it in November 2025.
Okay.
I know, man.
You didn't swing a single hammer.
Yeah. I learned some hard lessons. But hey, I had a question for you.
Yes.
When you're so I'm thinking about renovating these multifamilies, and my thought process is my buyer, regardless of the comps, won't pay above 140 because of cash on cash return. What do you think?
When you say multifamily, how many units are you talking?
2.
Okay. So when I get into a deal, I am also looking at the cash on the back end to know who my buyer is going to be, and if it hits less than 20%, I know I'm going to have to do something creative, like pay a bunch of closing costs, kind of like what you just did, or have a hard time finding a buyer.
When you run 20% cash on cash return, are you taking 20% off the top of the rent?
The short answer is yes, but I do it a little differently than how you do it. So I count for a 10% margin for maintenance, and I count for an 8% management fee. I overestimate the taxes. I don't include a vacancy rate. And you could argue I should, but I argue that Section 8 tenants stay longer than your average tenant. But effectively, we do something pretty similar. I'm not sure exactly how to compare apples to apples, but
okay.
I'm sure our numbers would be comparable.
But would you say that's pretty accurate? That because I'm looking at these comps here, and I'm thinking because I'm looking at my next deal, and I'm like the comps are between 150 and 190, but I'm thinking to myself, those are probably retail buyers buying a duplex to house hack because the cash on cash at that price would not be very good. So I'm thinking I might have to renovate it at a higher level. Do you ever consider renovating beyond investor standards to sell on the market?
Never, never. It honestly, from my perspective, sounds like a bad idea.
Really? Okay, I'll keep that in mind
Yes.
because I was considering trying doing it. You've never thought about doing a retail flip to a retail buyer on a single family?
No, I haven't. Well, I've been forced into thinking about it, but it was not my choice.
Don't you find that it's kind of hard to find these in Cleveland? Because I look in Cleveland, there's like 8 multifamilies for sale.
Uh,
There's more, but they're in the bad areas, you know?
so the question is, well, here's the thing. Like, just like you, my audience isn't the retail owner occupier. So it would be extra steps for me to find that retail owner occupier. Now, you certainly can list something on the MLS, but you're going to have to probably expect to pay an agent.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's probably going to take longer to find that buyer. I mean, it's viable. I mean, I know people that do this in Las Vegas at high volume, and their retail buyers are paying $500K per home, and the median age of the buyer is like 50, and et cetera, et cetera. So it's doable.
So you never really look at a single family and you're like, wow, the comps are so strong, my guy could bust that out.
I used to look at single families like I'm just gonna cash out refi and keep it because the cash flow likely won't be high enough for my typical buyer.
That's what I figured. That's what I figured. And then here's one other question. You ever thought about flipping a 2-bed, 1-bath by adding a bedroom to it and selling it as a 3-1?
The square footage is still going to be the heavy driving factor of the resale value, but it does help. I always add third bedrooms whenever I can.
Yeah, that's what I did on this one, but I'm not doing another single family conversion. That was a mess and a half, man.
Yes, it is.
Interesting. Well, shoot, man, we got a lot to talk about when I'm in San Diego because I'm now out of the thick, man. I got one done.
Great, love to hear it.
Yeah, and hey, did you walk that deal we sent you?
Oh man, no, I didn't.
It's okay. It's okay. You got the lockbox code. Go walk that thing sometime.
Okay, well, I just leased a car so that I don't have to pay stupid car rental fees. I can just have like my car here in Cleveland.
Bro's really settling into Cleveland, huh?
Bro, I'm trying to make $200K a month just like you.
Well, we're on our way, man. We're on our way, okay?
Yeah, all right.
Let me know when you walk that property and because the realtor's ready to sign.
Amazing. Oof. Maybe I could swing it today. I mean, it's still daylight for another 2 hours.
Yeah, man. Let me know if you can. That'd be cool.
If not, first thing tomorrow.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, later.
Bye-bye. So I always lean on a friend who's more experienced in the business. How do I make it? Literally watch my last 2 videos. It's got everything you need to make it to make it, right? So guys, what do I think about these comps? Oh, they're stellar. Oh my God, they're stellar. But I, I'm still learning as I do this, guys. It occurs to me that this would sell for like 145. I think you probably maybe 140. So I think 140 is where I'd need to sell it to my existing buyer. The reason I think 140 is because the cash on cash. What do I think it would rent out for? If I go for sale to for rent, looking at these, holy shit. That's an apartment for rent for 19. Goddamn. Oh, what a stunning, beautiful, historic bathroom. I love it when they keep stuff like this. Oh, look at that beautiful bathroom, guys. It's cheap, but it's just so well done. And it's not even renovated. It's just that's how it is. That's just so cool. I love that. Really cool. Oh, and they got another one. They got a pink and they got Cosmo and Wanda bathrooms, dude. Oh my God, I love it. That's sick as hell. Well, they're asking really good rent there. Oh my goodness. Now look at this guy. Here's another one. Not particularly nice, actually pretty shit. Oh my God, really shit, and they're asking 12. Goddamn. Oh my goodness. So actually, look how shit this thing is. Yuck. It's terrible. Imagine having to shower in something like that. Anybody have a shower like this? Do you guys slip and fall? I feel like you die in this thing. You fall and you like smack your head on the side of the clawfoot tub. Yeah, this is not nice. They did not do a good job, and they're still asking $1,200 for that. So that really lets me know what's the standard here. You get an apartment for rent, 15 days. Interior does look better than that one. Okay, so this guy's pretty under 45 days, 1150, and interior. Yeah, that's a nice one. Okay, so I feel like you get about $1,100 per unit here. So we'll run our cash on cash return for $1,100 per unit. You guys want to see? Join the Discord. I'm sharing my screen. I'm like, these guys are all seeing my screen. So I'm thinking we run cash on cash on this thing really quick, which I'm now going to do a little bit differently than I did before, right? And then I think they'll get a 6.5% rate on this. So let's say I sell this bad boy for 100 and God, I wish I could sell for more than 140. I really do. Let's say I sell for 140. Let's say my buyer puts down 28,000. His closing costs are 10 racks, bro. Terrible, 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 terrible. I hate that. And really, probably more than that. Maybe even I'll call it 11,000 for closing costs. I hate that, guys. So that puts me at $39,000 entry to buy this thing. That's terrible. We'll use the 6% rate and add, let's see, a 7 is 745, a 6 is 671. So let's call it 700. Tax is 250. 700 plus 250 puts you at 950. You'll rent out for 1,100 per side. 2,200 will come in, taking 20% off the top, subtracting our 950. 950. This is how much you make. You make about 810 per month. Per year, you make about 9,720. Now divide that by a total entry fee of 39,000. Gives you a 25% cash on cash. I should be able to sell this for about 140. So yeah, I think 30% is a little unrealistic, given my new understanding of closing costs. So we'll say about 25% is pretty good. And then, we've got some really nice rent in the area. Some really nice rent in the area. 2-bed, 1-bath for 1150. That's pretty good. Okay. So let's do some numbers. What do I need to get this thing for? Well, let's say I got it for 70. I get it for 70,000. I've got 5 in origination and closing. Call it 5,500 in origination and closing. I've got about 2,500 in holding costs. I'm in it for 78,000. Then I put in my 17.5 in rehab. Now I'm in it for 95, and then I sell it for 140,000. Yeah, I'd like that for 70. Okay, I'm gonna schedule a walkthrough on this for tomorrow, and I'll see if I can get this thing for 70. All right, here's the realtor, guys. And then we'll do questions.
Hello, this is Dave.
Hey, Dave. My name is Richard Taylor. I just closed on my fix and flip on Tacoma Street. It's down the road from your unrenovated one on Merlin Street. Yeah. I'm trying to get my contractor in here. Do you guys have a lockbox, or is there a way we can get in to figure out what the rehab might be?
Do you have an agent?
I do, yeah. Do you want her to show up with my contractor?
Yeah, if you could just have your agent put it through showing time, it's immediate confirmation. They just need to put it in.
Okay, perfect. So, okay, I'm sure she'll know what to do. And there's just it gives you the lockbox. I'm not a realtor. I don't really know how it works, but it just gives her the lockbox code.
She's got MLS access and everything. Then she just needs to put it in through showing time, which is the showing the app we use to show houses, and she'll get the lockbox code, but she'll just need to be there. I can't give the lockbox code out to.
That's okay.
Just anybody.
That's okay.
So.
Okay, I'll probably have you an offer by tomorrow. I'm gonna send you the proof of funds and everything right now. But yeah, we'll just go ahead and figure out.
Just have your agent send it. I don't want to do anything outside.
Well, she's not like a representing agent. I'm gonna have my transaction coordinator do it. I don't pay buyer's agents for it. I just have my TC do the title work. There's some.
Okay, yeah, whatever you want.
Yeah. But she'll be there. She'll be there.
Okay, sounds good.
Thanks so much. Talk soon. Bye bye. So I have found that if you walk the property, your offer's more well received. So let me call my realtor right now and see if I can get her to walk. I did my first deal in 21. Hey,
Richard.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing really well. I was wondering if I could throw you some money to go check out a property with Chris tomorrow.
So I feel like we've got room in there if we just flip it ourselves, but I'm still pretty new to this, so I'm not 100% sure.
Now, remember, a property like this, if it's in livable condition, may not need a fix and flip. And then if we're doing seller finance, that will be a rental strategy, because when I flip a house, the lender gives me money to renovate it. But when I buy a house as seller finance, they don't give me any money. I've got to come up with that money myself. So whenever I think seller finance, I'm like, well, I don't want to renovate on seller finance because I could just get a loan for the renovation there. So it's kind of either one or the other, just due to the nature of how these loans are. And if it's in rent ready condition or at least livable condition, even if it's outdated, it could be an awesome seller finance deal. So that's probably way above the contract price you have it, 250. What do you have it at now?
We locked it up for 210.
Okay, 210. So yeah, I would just say, see if you can up the offer to 250. Go ahead and do at most 35 down plus closing costs. And then perhaps you make him monthly payments of taxes and insurance are going to be exorbitant in an area like this. So let's just figure that out. Oh my gosh, yes, they are. They're $4,800 a year, which is $400 in taxes per month. So glad I looked at that. You'll have about 125 in insurance. So you're looking at 525 T&I. And if you offered him 800 per month, that would be a little bit too much. So let's offer him $700 a month in payments.
Okay.
So your offer, to recap, will be over a 6-year period of time. You're going to be looking at a $250K purchase price. You're going to be looking at a down payment of max 35 plus CC, which stands for closing costs. Let's offer him $700 a month, understanding that the property taxes are high, and then a 6-year balloon term. And that means that he'll receive the lump sum on year 6.
What kind of interest rate would we give him for that?
Well, here's the thing. At 250, we're way, way above what the house is worth. And I sort of like that to act as an interest rate. Effectively, not adding an interest rate and offering over like maybe 40K over is like a 1% interest rate. It's like a 1% interest rate. But he wouldn't like that if he heard it. So I like to keep out the conversation for interest, and I like to just have him focus on the number. However, if he comes back and says, hey, I would like interest, what I would do is I'd say, okay, I think the house is worth closer to 200, 210. We can definitely stack an interest rate on that figure. So you could probably do, I'll tell you what you could do. If you buy for 210,000, you put down $35,000. A 4% interest rate would be, 4 is a little high unless you amortize it over longer, maybe a 40-year amortization. Yeah. Okay. You could do this. You could do this offer if he's like, I need interest on this deal. So check out this. That would be an offer with interest, and it would be at 4% amortized over 40 years with a balloon on year 6.
Okay, gotcha. So around $898 per month for him.
No, so I amortized it over 40 years, which is that term length you see. So if you go back to 30, well, I don't exactly know what you did because the 30-year amortization is $835. But maybe you didn't put in your down payment.
Yeah, your calculator.
Maybe
I don't see it on your screen, so I have it pulled up on my screen.
So check
4% over 40 years.
Yeah, check this. So if we did 4% over 40 years, mine is saying 731, assuming a 210 purchase and a 35
gotcha.
down payment.
We have it at 210.
Yeah, 210. So it's kind of like I don't want to double pay interest, and what I mean by double paying interest is I don't want to offer over what the house is worth and pay interest on top of that because I'll owe more than I can refinance at my balloon.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So then basically if he accepts those terms, then I just place the seller finance contract through an LLC and then I can just sell that LLC to somebody else.
No, I think we're doing too many steps there. Rather, we just sign the contract. You send it to my team. We assign it to somebody else, and he's like, "Wait a second, who's this?" And you say, "Oh, it's my partner's LLC." Say my business partner's LLC, and there's nothing really. My business partner has different LLCs than me, so it's technically me, but it's somebody else. So yeah, I would say go for the 250 offer first. All you need to do is use the contract and hashtag seller finance contracts. I'll share my screen on it. Hashtag contracts right here. And then once you're in hashtag contracts, you're going to want to click on this one. And I've put it into a Google Drive doc, but it's not editable if you don't own the document. So you click File, Make a Copy, just like you would in a homework assignment or something like that. So
this guy is pretty sophisticated. He's a pretty sophisticated investor. He owns like half the block.
Okay,
the next block.
Let's offer him let's offer interest then. Let's offer interest. Well, no. See what he says to the 250. See what he says. If he brings up interest, he'd be like, "Well, I typically like to offer over list price. However, I could do a 4% interest." The problem is, I worry that he'll want more than 4% interest, and that will hurt our cash flow. So if he wants 5 or 6% interest, you'll have to lower the down payment as a result.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but you definitely have something.
Nice.
I think the rapport is probably what will allow you to seller finance because people do business with those they like and trust. So if he likes you, you'll get the deal.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet. Thank you so much for the help.
Yeah, this is great. This is great. Good job. And keep pushing. Let me know if there's anything else I can help you out with.
Thank you. I'll come back to you for sure if there is.
Yes, ma'am.
Appreciate it.
Best of luck. Bye-bye. Okay, so we're going to be looking at whose deal next. Maybe Fernando Ruiz. Hello, Fernando.
What's going on, Rich? How you doing, man?
I'm doing really well today. How can I help you out?
I just DM'd you the address. I don't have it under contract yet, but he doesn't have any pictures on the Zillow listing, but he gave me pictures. So basically, it's a 3-1. I think they have it listed for 75. I offered the guy 50 because it looks like a light rehab. I'm pretty new, so you let me know based on the pictures. He said it would take 60. The owner also owns the lot next door. He said the lot will come with it, but I looked in Detroit. Lots are not really worth a whole lot, so I don't know how much value that would add. But check it out. Let me know if this would be a potential fix and flip that you would take on, because again, it's not a whole lot of juice to.
So it's
wholesale it.
I think it's a single family, and yeah, it doesn't look like it needs a lot of work. It's mostly cosmetic, maybe a new roof too. But yeah, largely a cosmetic flip.
Mm.
Do you know the ARV is 115? Okay.
I believe it's between 115, maybe conservatively 115. I mean, if we're being optimistic, 120. He did send me comps and they look pretty decent. So yeah, I think 115 is.
Can I share my screen on it?
I don't have it under contract, but I mean, obviously, if you're doing comps and stuff, I think that doesn't matter just yet, as long as the address is not shared.
I'll just keep it private, man.
Okay.
So yeah, let's figure out what its ARV is. Where are you? I can't seem to find this thing.
Send you the addresses.
There you are.
Just so you have that.
Okay, so looking at your comps, price high to low. I want to know what it is. So 75, 3-bed, 1-bath, built in 1942. So 1942, 3-bed, 1-bath with 972 square feet. So let's see what we can find. That guy sold for 175, but it's a little bigger. 3-bed, 1-bath, Similar square footage, 972. Well, here's one that sold for 150. That sold for 150, and it's got 1,000 square feet, and it's built in 1950. It is a 3, one and a
He's,
half. So I think
he
you'll.
seems to believe that the ARV is between 140 and 150, but I'd rather be, realistic than optimistic, and then, I don't know, lose money on the back end to whoever's taking it. So
Yeah, I see
there's a
what you mean.
lot of
I'm
over
looking
there.
at some flips, and I do see a lot that are renovated selling for lower prices. So yeah, I think
Okay.
120, 130 is okay. 120, 130 is okay. Generally speaking, your fix and flip formula is going to be your after repair value multiplied by
Mhm.
0.65. So let's say 130,000 multiplied by 0.65 in a cheap market. And then subtract your rehab budget. What do I think rehab would be on something like this? Well, it's a retail flip, so it needs to be a little bit pretty. You need a new roof. You probably can keep your siding and windows. You need to landscape the property. I don't really have any photos of it. Wait, where am I? I thought I had interior photos.
It's in the DMs. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because he sent them to me directly.
Okay, yeah. So your interior and exterior could easily use like 40K because it's a retail flip, so everything's more expensive. So
if it's a retail flip, it's gonna be.
Yeah, so it's not just investor materials, it's like granite countertops, that sort of stuff. I mean, I feel like you're tearing out the cabinets, the kitchen, you're refinishing the floors, new carpet, new walls, appliances, new bathroom.
Right.
You need a new roof on it too. Your garage in the back has to be dealt with. I don't know if that's a functioning garage or not. But, yeah, I feel like 35, 40 would probably make this, like, retail ready fix and flip because you gotta landscape. Remember, I didn't landscape, so landscaping could be expensive. So, yeah, you're definitely gonna need it for lower than that. Because if you buy this thing for what do you say you could?
Well, he said he'll take 60, but I offered him 50. I figured I want to just get your opinion and tell me what you think would make sense. That way I can go back to him and pretty much be firm with that offer, or at least before inspection, right? Be like, hey, I'm at this point. If you're not even open to it, I'm not going to waste your time nor mine.
Yeah, this is the conversation I have. Okay, so I buy at 60, and then I'm in it for, like, 70K with closing costs and holding fees, right? And then I put in about 40, now I'm in it for 110, and then I sell it for 130, and I, like, make 10K after months and months of effort. Is that kind of the bar that you're looking for? Like 3 months of work for 10K profit? And then he'll be like, "Well, I mean, I," and then you say, "By the way, I don't think it'll sell for that much. Look at all these other ones that sold. I understand you have those, but their square footage is mostly higher than yours. So probably selling for like 120, 125. But that means that if anything goes wrong, I'm underwater. Like if anything goes wrong, and these things are really unpredictable. So I don't say no to a number. I'm like, okay, cool. So I buy for 60. I'm in it for 70 with my costs of buying it, right? And then I go ahead and I put in 30, and now I'm in it for 100, and then I sell it for like 120. I just it doesn't make it. If anything goes wrong, I'm underwater, and I show him my numbers like that, and I can come to a conclusion with them that hey, I'm not flipping a property for 10K profit, and understand every single flip you discover something new. Like there could totally be some unpredictable thing here that the buyer asks for that you didn't tell me about. There's just unpredictable things in flips, and if my margin for error is 10K, not only is that not enough profit for me to do a project or pay my team, but also I can't afford any oopsies.
Yeah, could either way. So then what do you think I should kind of offer him and be firm at?
Well, I would run through the numbers with him, and that will kind of let him know. You say, "Hey, I want to do this deal if I can make 30. If I can make 30K, I want to do this deal. Here are 10 properties that sold for the price that I'm telling you it'll sell for. So if I buy it here, I make 10. It kind of tells you where I need to be, huh?" And I didn't even say the number. I just sort of tell him, and he's like, "Well, yeah, I guess so." So make sure that you use his square footage against him because he has 972 square feet. A lot of the comps that you're seeing are a
They're
lot
bigger, huh?
bigger, like 1,400 square feet. So this is just kind of a small house. So the ARV probably is like 120, 125. So yeah, I would just run through the actual numbers with him. But yeah, the number to get that probably like 40, man. Probably like 40.
Yeah,
And if
I figured.
he's like, well, I'm not selling for 40K, man. All of your neighbors' houses have sold for that. Like look at this guy.
Okay.
You know, this guy sold for, this guy's a 3.2 and he sold for 36.
He says he has an off-market property in Detroit there too. That's barely going to come on the market. That's straight cooked. He's like, "Do you do big rehab projects?" I said, "Yeah, of course we do." And he's like, "All right, I'm gonna shoot you an address if we can make this work." So if this one doesn't fall through, I'm gonna push to get that other one that apparently needs a bunch of work, and we'll circle back around and try to see if we can work on that other off-market one.
Look at these comps, man. I just put in a filter for 40 to see all the things below 40. It's not an unreasonable offer. It's just that's a lot of these are selling for less. Like I see a plethora of things in the 20s and even the 10s around here. So a lot of them are selling for less.
For sure. Perfect. All right. Thanks, Rich. I'll got my work cut out for me.
Absolutely. Best of luck. I see one for 10K even. Oh my God.
That's crazy.
All right. Talk soon, man. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
All right. Yusuf, you've been here for a while. What's going on, man?
How are you doing, Richard?
I'm doing really well. Yeah, 2024 is a stretch. You know, I'm not. It's not a comp. I'm just trying to illustrate that houses sell for that price. It's just I'm saying, hey, houses in your area are selling for around this price. But yeah, not so much an ARV comp or anything like that. Hey, I'm doing well, man. Tell me about your deals. What's going on?
They did respond regarding the mortgage balance and mortgage payments. I just sent it to you.
Okay.
I don't know if it will be still a deal or not, to be honest. I did ask him about the taxes because it says in the taxes it's like 300, let's say 400 a month. So if it's 400 a month with, let's say, 200 insurance, I guess that might still be a deal.
Is the 3K including the taxes and insurance or no?
This is what I asked too. So I don't know, but I don't think so. I don't think so that it's included there.
I feel like it might be.
But if you can't call, yeah, if you can't call him, that would be perfect. He already told you that he wants to give you a call today.
Yeah. They wanted 400, huh?
440. Another seller finance offer. I guess it was like 440,000. In 6 years balloon. We are still looking. We still don't know how much are we going to put like for monthly payments.
And you said it brings in what?
It could bring up to 4,700, from 42 to 4,700. There is some units that rents for like 525 and 440. So I guess if they will increase the rent for those units, we can go to 4,700 per month.
My concern is that they owe 300, they want 440, the 300 cost them 3K. That 300 includes taxes and insurance. It has to. It's got to. There's no way, because a mortgage on a 300K house, let's say he got that mortgage. Well, actually, I'll find out. I'm going to find out if that includes taxes and insurance. That's a big part. Okay, so he took out that loan at 301,000. Yeah, man, totally. It has to. Yeah, he took out that loan for 301K. His mortgage is costing him 2,100. If he's saying it's costing him 3K, that's including all his taxes and insurance. So, and I think it's an 8% interest rate loan. Okay, so honestly, man,
Dude, it's not a deal, I guess.
No, it's fine. We just have to restructure it.
And what do you think would be like a good structure to get this done?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I think your units might need a little bit of work. And honestly, I think we should give him a buyout option of 50K down to take over the debt. No balloon, no nothing.
Oh, okay.
I think we should offer him 50K to take over the debt. And the reason is, well, I think we have room for payments. So he's paying 3 with taxes and insurance. It could bring in 47. Do we have room to give him $500 in payments? I mean, if it's bringing in 42 right now, right?
It's bringing $3,080.
If they can go for more, why isn't it going for more?
There are still vacant units. There's three, I guess 3 units are vacant until now, or 2 units, I mean.
I'll call him. But honestly, man, I think that you need to just do a buyout option.
You reached Merritt Eccles.
I'll text him.
Gotcha. And Richard, I have a crazy deal.
Wait. Let me text him. I do want to hear about that. Let me text him. Hold on. Hey, here's what I'm thinking. The property is bringing in exactly what the house is costing monthly. This makes it a hard deal, especially given the photos we're seeing. It looks like it needs some rehab. I could do this deal, but to be honest, it would need to be it would need to be me taking over that debt and just paying a fee. There's no room for payments given rehab and property rent. I think that fee can be $35,000 plus closing costs. I'm going to say, my payments nearly tripling and having an 8% interest rate are not great for me. I'd have to take over the loan as it sits now. So I'm going to send this to him too, the condition that I'm seeing. So I don't know if these are still the tenants you have, but you know, this tenant looks like kind of leaves a mess around. And then if I look at the photos above, I also don't know if these are accurate, but you know, the floors seem to be needing a refinish amongst some other things here. So, you know, I would imagine I'm walking into a little bit of a rehab, and the mortgage costing exactly what this thing is bringing in per month. That's not great. The interest rate being near 8%, that's not great. Needing a little bit of rehab is not great. And my payments tripling is not great either. So yes, I could do this deal, but understanding what we now understand, you know, it would just have to be me taking over the debt, and I'll give you guys $35K plus closing costs to do that. So I sent him that offer. I'll let you know, but I do want to hear about your good deal. What do you have, man?
I don't know why did they accept my offer. So as you can see, I just sent you the offer, the property. It's listed for $150,000. I got it in the seller finance term, 0% interest rate for $135,000, and it's rented to a Section 8 tenant paying $1,800 a month. So Section 8 tenant means the property in a good condition. So it's crazy. I don't know why did they, I don't know the hell why did they accept something like that.
You want me to sell it right now?
Absolutely. They still didn't sign the contract, but let me send you this.
I've got a buyer in mind. And then STV Stephen Leon. What's the address, Stephen, on that? I'll check it out. I'll see if I can.
I just sent you a screenshot, Richard. I just asked her if
I'm gonna
the
sell
seller
this.
did yeah,
Oh,
let's sell it. I just signed the contract. She sent me the contract, and looks like the seller will sign according to what she said. He verbally accepted it, so I don't know how.
it just happens, man. It just happens. You call it, guys. It's a single family rent, 1,800 a month.
1,800 a month, fully paid by Section 8.
Taxes and insurance are 200, so 900.
I guess it's 20% cash on cash return with 10K assignment.
So this is Baton Rouge. People really don't like Baton Rouge, but I can sell it. It's just not going to be as much as you think.
I got you. No worries.
Baton Rouge is a deep hood. Okay. I'm just checking your street view here. The roof looks good. Yeah, you know, it's a janky little house, but it seems to be in okay condition. Man, I would price your deal at probably 5 to 6 just because of your location. Your rent's really good. That's why I'm kind of thinking 7. I'm going to go with 6, man. I'm going to go with 6. I'm going to say buyer enters this thing for 6,000 on top of that. But you do have good equity.
Yep, I guess
We'll go for
owe
7. We'll go for
78,000.
7. We'll go for 7. I'll go for 7. I have somebody here. Here we go.
Yeah.
Hey, I've got one.
Oh, you do?
I told you I'd call you, man.
What do you got?
You may like it, you may not like it. I had a student come to me and they found a house with a tenant in place, Section 8, paying $1,800 a month. The house is listed for $150. It's a 4-2 and it's in Baton Rouge. It's in the capital of Louisiana, which I don't love. I mean, it's okay, but I don't love it. House seems to be in good enough condition. Section 8, so they probably maintain it so they don't lose their voucher. But $1,800 a month is kind of insane for 150K single family, but it's Section 8, so I guess I get it. You've got payments here of $700 to the seller. T&I is like $150, $200. So you're probably looking at $850, $900 monthly payment. Actively rented $1,800. Condition appears to be good. Not stellar good. What else? 0% interest seller financing, 6-year balloon, and instead of offering over list, we're $15,000 below list, and it's been on market for less than 2 months. So I would imagine it's worth something like that. So 900 payments. You know, it's listed for 150. I think we probably have an entry fee of 19,000. You got 19K down, 900 in payments, tenant in place for 1,800 right now.
Okay, it's a single family though, right?
It is a single family. Yes.
Yeah, I'm interested in multi right now. That's like I don't want any more single family at the moment.
Get it.
Multifamily and mixed use is what I'm looking for.
Multifamily and mixed use. Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
And yeah, and like they could be like honestly, they could be big boys. They don't need to be like, you know, we have a decent amount of capital. So they could be big boys. But yeah, that's what I'm looking for. And the less work the better. But yeah, that's what I want.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Thanks so much. Talk soon, okay?
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
All right.
I guess he's only open to multifamily right now. Let me think off the top of my head. I might have one more. It's definitely a deal. I have one more guy.
Hey, Richard.
Hey, man, how you doing?
Good. How about yourself?
Doing well. I've got something. Are you? I got a 0% interest single family on seller finance terms, but it's in a different market. It's got a tenant in place. I thought I'd run it by you. I don't know if you're interested in something like that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's not interesting. What would be the down?
Your down is 19 and there's no loan. So you have no loan. Everything you're going through on this one does not exist. The seller is letting us make 0% interest seller finance payments to them, which is really great. You've got payments of $900, including taxes and insurance. Tenant in place right now for $1,800 long term.
Wow, solid. Yeah, I mean, it does sound really appealing. I realistically might be a little stretched with the current one I'm going with you. I'm throwing that money for the down payment there, and then
totally.
Let me see what I can do. It does sound really appealing. What market is it in?
It's in the capital of Louisiana. It's Baton Rouge, which is not my favorite, but you know, it's the deal is great in terms of the numbers. I guess the location. I don't love Baton Rouge as a city.
Yeah, I gotcha. No, I mean, that sounds cool. Let me, I imagine, I know you have a bunch of people you run this past.
40-day closing. So we close in 40 days. So you'd have 40 days to come up with it. But yeah, your entry is probably going to be about 24 with closing 19 down payment.
Okay. Yeah, let me, I'm not ready to say yes. I don't know if I'll be able to swing it. I do appreciate your reaching out, but I'm on my way back to the office. I'm going to sit down and look at some things, and I'll see what I can do, okay?
Okay, yeah, perfect. Let me know. Talk
awesome,
soon.
Man. Yeah, thanks so much.
Yeah, bye-bye. So I've got a lot of other people who buy stuff like this, man, but it's the location. It's the location that's a little bit hard. It's not rural. It's very populated. Lots of people live there, but it's like, dude, Baton Rouge is a scary, scary market. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you right now, but we couldn't hear the guy that you were calling.
He said he might be interested and that I should send it to him. And I will send it to him. And to the guy who's got the house in Florida, I'll check that out in just a sec. Guys, Hold My Hand Wholesale is $20. Hold My Hand Wholesale is what we're in right now. It's $20. So let me go ahead and text it to this guy. You're looking at 135, right? Okay, so dude, lock this up. Submit that. That's a deal and a half. It 100% will sell. I would probably say it's perhaps 5 to 7K deal.
That sounds good. That's really good. Really
Yeah,
appreciate it.
5 to it's a good one, man. It's a good one. Don't worry, it'll sell. Lock that up.
Absolutely. Thank you, man. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Talk soon. Here's an interesting one, guys. So I'm gonna look at your. Do you provide a course in wholesaling? Guys, it's so much more than that. You know, I sit here with my students. Nobody does this. I sit here with my students 3 hours a day. I've been here since 1:30. I've been here since 1:30, guys. I started off buying a house or selling a house on stream. And now I am reviewing my students' deals to see if they're good. And then I'll say, no worries if not. Okay. So looking at this, what do you have? Okay, you have a 400K loan at 6.3% interest, negatively cash flowing. Is our guy here with the house in Florida? It's pretty, man. It's a pretty house in a pretty location, so that helps a lot. We got a guy with a house in Florida in the chat. Hey, Walker. Yeah, you're here. Okay, so who do I talk to about this, man? You want to talk right now? I can tell you what I can do. I take over his debt. I just take over his debt and I wholesale it to somebody else. But it is underwater. You're right about that. It's negatively cash flowing, meaning that the mortgage is above the rent of the property. So it's negatively cash flowing. It looks like the mortgage is about $3,100, maybe $3,200. You think you're. Does your brother know the channel, or am I doing a cold call? I'm open to do a cold call if you want me to. His brother owns this property. Whoa, 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 whoa. His brother owns this property. They're low equity. They have a he knows? Okay, okay, okay. Steven, go ahead and DM me his phone number, okay? I'm gonna TikTok DM you. So STVN Leon, got you. I just sent you a DM, okay? I just sent you a DM. But yeah, I'll hop on a call with him and I'll make him an offer. The thing to know is that I'm offering just to get him out of it. It's not a profitable scenario, but I would get him out of it. So he wouldn't have to bleed anymore. But yeah, guys, so what do I think about this? I think I could definitely do this deal because it's pretty. And where is it? It's outside Tampa. Yeah, so this is a hot spot in Florida. I could get this for $0 down, and then I could wholesale it to somebody for 5K entry fee. So this would be a complete no brainer. This would be no problem for me to do. I could definitely get this done. So all I need is his phone number, and I will give him a call. The house looks good. It's nice and big. Yeah, man. I also have a buyer lined up for something like this too. So as soon as I get it, I'll give him a call. In the meantime, we'll take some other questions, but this would be a low equity mortgage takeover. Let's talk to Markle. Markle. I don't know. Markle.
Markel, how are you?
Hi, I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank God. I just signed a contract. I DM'd you the address in Moreland. Do you see it?
In Ohio?
In Cleveland, yeah.
Okay. New law came out in Ohio last week or so. We have to get it.
Yes, I'm aware.
Oh, good. You got that disclosure?
I don't know who needs to sign that physical disclosure because I don't know where to get that.
The seller. I will go ahead and drop the disclosure. And actually, Kira, can you drop it in the chat since you have it? Kira, would you mind dropping the little disclosure in the chat?
I'm working with the real estate agent.
Perfect. So you need to send this to the realtor and tell you're a wholesaler, and they need to sign that. Kira, I actually found out what happens if you don't. Title just won't close it. You won't get in trouble. Title just won't close the deal. Title will just say, "Hey, sorry, no." So you just need to get that disclosure signed, and you're good to go. I'm looking at your deal right now. Harvard Avenue is a good location, although I'm worried this thing might be condemned. I think Harry would take on a project like this, though. Harry would do a deal like this.
No, that one is off market. I'm talking about I just signed the Moreland, the one above that.
Okay.
South Moreland.
Okay. Sorry, Lex. I don't know, or Lexi. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe if you leave and rejoin, it will fix. I'm gonna check really quick. Yeah, so that disclosure's in the chat. Just send that to the realtor. They need to sign that.
Okay.
Okay, so this looks like, what is this? A duplex?
Yes.
Okay, it's a duplex. What's the condition like?
Very good condition. Everything is new. It was remodeled like 3.5 years ago.
Okay, upstate New York could be fine. Yeah. So it looks like they owe 177 at 7% interest. What have you offered them?
It's a cash deal, DSCR loan.
And what'd you?
200K. It's rented out right now, 3,200.
Okay, that changes things. Okay.
They wanted it like 270. They wanted for that. I negotiated with them.
You probably have a crazy cash on cash. Let's run it. I'm gonna check your cash on cash. I mean, honestly, 200K and you got 3,100 coming in. Pretty heat, man. So let's run it at 210. I'm gonna try to get you $10,000 in cash. Keep in mind, this is contingent on you getting that form signed. I need that form signed or title will not let me wholesale this, okay?
I got you.
Okay, so you got 210. Your buyers, guys, this is how we run a rental property equation. So this is how you do a rental property. This is how to see if it makes sense, okay? So we're looking at 210,000. And I understand that people are using Buy Box Cartel. But what you need to do is you need to underwrite manually to make sure that your numbers are accurate, because it's really hard to come up with formulas that fit all of our strategies, right? So your down payment on 210 would be 42. Not that you're giving the seller 42, but the bank would require a 42K down payment. So what you're looking at is 210, 42 down. Your interest rate will be about 7 or 6% probably, but they don't let us do half percents here, so I'll just estimate that. So if 7 is 1044 and if 6 is 924, 6.5 will probably be 975. So, or let's call it 980 just to be safe. So I'm going to say $980 in monthly payments. Your taxes and insurance. I need to pause my screen. Well, you signed the contract, right? So can I share my screen on it?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, you can.
Okay. So this, I think you have something, man. I think you did well. Okay. Your taxes are, oh shit. Look at those taxes. That's higher than Texas. Oh my God. 67.44. Good thing I didn't use 250. Holy shit. Oh my God. Your taxes are just brutal. Let's use 150 for insurance because it's more expensive. And then, oh my God, your taxes and insurance are damn near your P&I. It's okay though. Plus 975. That's just disgusting for a 200K house. That's just disgusting. So you're paying 1687. You say you're rented out for what?
3,200.
Call it this. Subtract this. 1687. Yes. Multiply by 12. Yes. Divide by total cost of entry. Let's use 10 for closing. 52. Deal. Okay, so I'll tell you what. If you get that disclosure signed, I will bring you up tomorrow and I will sell it.
Okay, sounds good. Can I get that disclosure later from the chat?
Yes. Do you want me to go ahead and put it in the chat again? I'll drop it in the chat for you.
No, later. I'm talking about. I'm in my car right now. I can't get it now.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta go on my computer.
Kira just posted it
How
again.
can I do that?
Kira's DMing it to you. Kira's going to DM it to you, okay?
Oh, nice. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Okay. How much do you think we could make?
$10,000.
Okay, beautiful.
Yes. The reason
the next. Go ahead.
Your rent is very high. It's very high rent. That's why I like it.
Okay. Is that the market rent for over there in general?
It's hard for me to say. I don't know, but that's really good rent. So I like that rent.
Okay. And how about the other deal that I sent you? That one is not in contract.
But
it's an off market deal, also in Cleveland.
Harvard Ave?
Yeah.
Do you have photos of the inside?
I do have the photos, and the inside it needs work.
Yeah, I know it needs a lot of work.
About with exterior about 45K more or less.
More than that. I worry it's condemned. This thing is so cooked, man. That's so cooked. I wouldn't rehab something like this, but Harry does for whatever reason. I don't know why Harry does this, but he does. So you need a full reside. You need a new roof. That's already 20. So just the siding and roof is 20. Then you need all your fascia. You need new. Well, do you need windows? Yeah, probably new windows too.
Probably windows. Yeah.
Nah, you're talking like
nice duplex though.
You're talking like nice duplex. He says, I don't know about a nice duplex, man. This is like 75. This is like a 75K rehab, and it needs to sell for like 140, 150. What do you have it at? You better say 10 to 15.
Shit, not a duplex. This one he wanted 50, but 40 I can get him down.
Harry would say this: 140 times 0.75, 105K.
Okay.
I think your rehab's like 70, man. I think it's like a 70K job. That puts you here. I think you should get it for like 25 to 30K is what you should get this for. it's just a lot, man. This is just so much going on here. And as I see I haven't seen the interior, but I'll price out some items. That's 9 for your roof, that's 9 for your siding, that's 18. You somehow need to fix this wood, so you need paint, call it 22 for all the paint on the exterior. Then you need to put your fascia up, maybe that's 25 on the exterior, and then probably like 25 on the exterior alone, and then comes your interior, which is probably a lot. So I feel like it might be like 60, 70K. I would get this for 25, 30K if I were you.
Are we able to find out if your buyer can do 40 or something? Maybe with pictures, if I can send pictures of the inside. He doesn't want to budge lower than that.
That's today. He might want to tomorrow.
If he needs to go on market in that case.
Let me see the photos. Let's see the photos.
How can I send it to you?
DM it to me.
It's on my phone. How can I DM it to you? He texted to me.
Download the photos to your phone and then hold down on my face, click message, and then drop your photos in my DMs. But
Okay.
if it's really bad, man.
I mean, yeah. Listen, it needs work. It needs work.
That's okay if a property needs work, but it's going to be selling for 140 regardless of the comps because of the cash on cash return.
So the history with this guy is he's a contractor himself. He got this. He has too much on his plate. He's telling me renovation over there. He's telling me that 35K. I told him no way. It's probably more close to 50. That's from one understanding.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
But
I think it might be a little higher. It just looks like a lot. I just spent 40 on something that was way better condition than this. So,
the ARV over there is around 135.
Oh shit, man. Yeah. No. Lock this up for, dude, get this for like 30 max, really 30 max. And I'm a little bit worried about 32.
No, he's gonna say no.
It doesn't.
I just let him go on the market.
No, you got to follow up with them. Look at this, man. Look at this house. This thing was listed for 200. I got it for 37. Look at that.
He told me he's gonna let me know. Let me see. He told me he's gonna let me know Friday whether he can do it for 40.
You got to play hard to get. You got to be like, man, I'm this is just a mess and a half. I probably got to be at 30. But look at this.
I will play hard to get, of course.
Look at this right here. This is a 200K house that we got for 37. So you never know what a seller will do. He's probably not in a great position with this property. He probably just wants it gone. So, if you stand your ground, you might just get it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would get it for 30 and maybe even 25, but yeah. Oh, you can't see the screen, guys. I'm sorry. I wasn't sharing. I was just showing this right here. Check it out. This is a 200K house. We got it for 37. The flipper ended up flipping it for 335.
That's a nice one.
Yeah. So it's just you can totally get that discount, man. It's totally possible.
Would it be better to flip or better to hold for Section 8?
You can't put a tenant in a property like that. Look at this house.
No, not like that. Not like that. After you fix, I'm talking about.
Either or. It's the same. Duplex. It's the same strategy. Harry would probably flip this. He'd probably flip it.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, I gotta make a call. I'll catch you later. Lock it up. Oh my god, I'm so tired. Okay. That's too much for a novate, man. That's a flip. All right, I'm gonna call this guy about his property really quickly. It's this one in Florida. Where is she? Where'd it go? Yeah, it's this one right here. Built in 2015. Let's check out that roof. Yeah, good enough. Okay, quick bathroom break. I'll be right back. What happens if there are expensive hidden issues? That's why you need a contractor who knows about that stuff. Oh my God, I am so sore. Wow. Oh my gosh. Hold on just a sec, guys. Okay. Let's call this guy. I'm gonna make 5K if I can get this done. Hey, what's his name? His name is Leon Christian, maybe? Christian, looks like. Okay.
Hello, this is Chris.
Hey, Chris, my name is Richard Taylor. I think a family member of yours just connected me to you. You know what's going on? It's about a property in Florida.
Oh yeah, hey, how you doing, man? Appreciate your calling me.
Yeah.
Apologize if you see some background noise. I'm here at an outing here with my team here, but yeah. So I do have a property in Waimama, Florida, 11214 Carrick Stone.
Yeah, I looked it up. It's beautiful, man. What's been going on with it? Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He said it was something that you were looking to sell.
Yeah, so it's actually in the market right now. It's been in the market for over 100 and some days.
Oh man.
We're trying to sell because unfortunately that market in that area, unfortunately it's getting overpopulated because everybody from Miami is starting to flow over to Tampa. So now it's starting to get overcrowded, and obviously I got kiddos, and just the traffic is starting to get insane. And also, there's bigger houses that are in the market in that area that are significantly bigger, cheaper price. They're fully loaded. I mean, like they'll give you a washing machine, a fridge. I think you get like a $6,000 credit on your closing costs. Just offering a lot more for a new house for a cheaper rate, but a bigger house too. So nonetheless, obviously taxes kind of went up as well in the market. So, for me, it's unaffordable at this moment. So
right.
It's extremely unaffordable from what I bought it for. And unfortunately now it's to the point where, it's breaking the bank. There's no gains in it whatsoever at this point. So
I know how it is.
So I've been trying to sell it. I had what is it? think it was like maybe 18, 19 views in that major time gap. So
Damn.
we're just trying to sell it. Yeah, we're
That's
trying to sell
rough.
it. My realtor is struggling to sell it. He said that it's not the only house that's going through the same thing. So
Right.
yeah, so that's pretty much what we're dealing with right now. So that, again, it's a great area, but it's unaffordable at this point.
Yeah, totally understand. And then as far as renting it out, it looks like the mortgage payment's in excess of what the rent is, so you kind of have to sell, huh?
Yeah, at this point, absolutely. So yeah, the mortgage payments were over about $4,300 a month.
Whoa.
So
that's steep, man. That's
Yeah.
really steep. Oh my gosh. You got you
Mhm.
got $1,500 in taxes and insurance on this thing alone.
Uh-huh.
Oh my
So
God. Your
s-
taxes are $8,600.
yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So they've gone up significantly. Again, and I anticipate it continuing to go up further, especially in that market, because everybody's moving away from the Miami side. Now everybody's starting to go there, and it's just going to get more populated, and obviously more infrastructure creating around there. That's just going to keep increasing. So
Well, this is what we do. I had a seller in Texas, Cypress, Texas, which is just above Houston. Exact same scenario as you, underwater, and we found somebody to take over the debt. They now live in that property. Actually, they bought it for their parents. But yeah, so we value a deal like this based on its interest rate, based on its cash flow, and based on its equity. And in this scenario, we got a high interest rate in the sixes, right?
yeah, 100%.
Interest rate in the sixes, negative equity in the deal, crazy high taxes, and then negative cash flow on it as well. So I can do this. I can do this. There's a way to get this done. Essentially, kind of in the scenario that you're dealing with, I don't deal with houses being fully loaded and them selling because they're fully loaded or not fully loaded. I deal with sellers who want to get into a deal and not pay very much to get into a deal. So,
Right.
imagine this. Imagine when you had bought this property, I come to you and I'm like, hey, what if instead of buying this, you give me 5K and I'll let you take over somebody else's debt? It'll never go in your debt to income ratio. You won't
Right.
even have to worry about it. You would have jumped at that opportunity because it's just like, oh, sign my name on the line and we're ready to go. So essentially, I could go to a seller using my following and I could say, hey, I got this beautiful house outside of, we say Tampa, was it?
Yeah, it's in the outskirts of Tampa, suburban Tampa.
And it really is a beautiful house. Somebody would love to live here. And we'll say there's no closing costs. You can just take over this guy's position here, allowing it to come off of your debt to income ratio so that you can qualify for new loans. Then you stop the 4,000 per month bleeding, which, I mean, oh my God, that's bad. Somebody else gets a new house to live in. So I think for this, our hurdles are going to be, I could totally do it, but they're going to be thinking, oh my goodness, $4,200 payment when I could just rent a house for $2,500 over here. But what we could do is we could make it appealing if they didn't have closing costs. Closing costs for something like this are about 5 to 6K. So I think I could do this for you. If you were willing to pay a buyer's closing costs, the $5,000 to $6,000 to take over the debt, which is essentially your next mortgage payment, we could find somebody to step into this. I just have to wrap it up in a really nice bow. And that bow is no closing costs. You enter this deal for $0 down and somebody would take over the debt and it would come off your DTI, allowing you to qualify for new loans. So there is an out for you, but we got to act quick.
Right. So how do we determine the closing costs? You said it's about 5 to 6K.
Yeah.
But can that go up from there? Because right now, obviously paying $4,300 a month, for me, I'm the only provider in the house. My wife is not. She's a stay-at-home mom. So, for me, I would have to really budget that down for sure to try to bring in that kind of cash flow. Because right now, again, $4,200 month by month, I'm living on a paycheck by paycheck basis.
That's hard. That's really hard. And that's where it becomes a pickle, because I don't think I could get somebody into this deal and have them pay that mortgage and closing costs. So I've got to make it appealing for them in some way or another. And that's usually the kicker there if the seller pays closing costs on this. So yeah, that is a pickle, and I don't have a great solution for that. Maybe you could temporarily use a credit card. Some credit cards use this website I think it's called Plastic or something like that. I had a rehab that I was doing and I was a little bit over budget. So what I did is I converted my credit into cash and I just got that 0% interest, and they were able to make that happen for me. So what I could do is, if you're not over leveraged on your credit, is you could probably take out that amount, 5 or 6K on a credit card, and then pay that back slowly over time, and then you're not bleeding anymore. That's one solution.
Right. Okay. Yeah, it could be done. You know, I just gonna need obviously some time just to see how I can pull that off. You know, and you know, if I can make it happen, is how quickly I can do it. So
yeah, so I'll tell you what, I'll leave you with the offer. The offer is going to be somebody will take over your mortgage if you pay the closing costs, and it will allow you to qualify for a new loan. This, you know, it's not going to be bogging down your credit score anymore. And then we just have to see if you're able to come up with a closing cost. But if you are, then we're good to go. And I would say, look, you know, if it's a $200, $300 difference in it, you know, we can still make that happen, man. That's not going to break the deal. We just need to pay the bulk of a closing cost for a buyer here.
Right. Okay. Okay. So come up with about $6,000, and that would pretty much
no short sale, no hit to your credit. You know, it stops right then and there, and we're able to get it done.
Right. Okay. Perfect. Well, let me talk to my wife, because I'm here in Nashville right now on a business meeting. So I'm flying back tomorrow, and I can chat with her, and then we can kind of see how we can make that happen, and then we can kind of go from there. But you know, do you have like any data or anything like that I can share with her, or anything that I can talk to her about?
Yeah, I'll write up the offer and I'll send it to your text here. I think what I could do is I could probably give you the last seller who we did this with, where it actually closed. It was a property just above Houston, Texas, kind of a new construction, similar to your situation. High interest rate, underwater. We essentially had somebody take over their debt, and they paid the closing costs, and they were able to get it done. So I could share that property with you, and I could probably even connect you with the seller if you wanted to speak to the seller about their experience.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, that'd be great. Anything I can get, like I said, the boss lady, she's gonna want to know too. So
I totally understand.
Yeah.
I'll send you over the offer. I'll send you over an address we just did this on. And I'll see if I can figure out who the seller of that property was in the event that you want to speak with them. Okay.
Okay. Fantastic. Well, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. And again, hopefully something comes about from this.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Let me know if you want to make it happen.
You got it. Thank you so much again.
Talk soon. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye.
So that's a $400K house in Florida that we could get for truly $0 down, in that he would pay the closing costs on this thing. Right? You're not just sending me houses on Zillow, man. That's not what you get paid to do. You got to get these things under contract, right? I got to teach you how to do that. See a couple nuances there. So, Okay. I'm itching to know the temperature outside. 66 degrees. Oh my goodness, that's great. It's so rare for us. 66 and sunny. It's beautiful. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and text this to him, and then I'll put that in my little fake CRM. And I think I have a buyer lined up for that too. So I'll just keep following up with him. Where's the deal? Come on. Is it copying and pasting with white text? Is that what's happening? No. Okay. Okay, so we're looking at boom. And then follow up tomorrow. And then I'll say, let me add him to my contacts. His name is going to be Chris or Christian. Chris, and that's going to be -11214 Carrick. Perfect. I'll shoot him a text really quickly. Hey, thanks for the call today. The offer would be to simply get you out from under the debt. The way we'd accomplish this is by placing the property into a trust. These are the closing costs you'd pay, and selling the trust to an end buyer, making the high rate and upside down equity more palatable for them. Your DTI would be offset in this case. Then what else am I going to say? The address I last did this on is 7818 Open Point. And let's see if I can find that on Realtor since there's photos. I could likely connect you with the seller if you want to speak to them about this method of sale. I'll shoot you, and then I'll text him, when should I follow up? When should I follow up? And then don't we have photos of this thing? Yeah, pretty house, right? Okay. Well, I think that's everything for today. I'm just going to do a couple questions. I will set a reminder to follow up with him tomorrow. I think we're going to highlight that green because I'm pretty sure he agreed to that. He just needs his wife to say yes. So that's good to see. But the takeaway there is if you guys are living somewhere, stop renting. Come on, guys, stop renting. Where do we live? Can we get some cities in the chat? Where do we live? T, probably not, man. Probably not. Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Where else? Des Moines, Iowa. Grovetown, Georgia. San Diego. Cool. Let's do San Diego. San Diego is really nice. San Diego. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen on San Diego. We're going to look at a couple low equities. I'm going to filter for condos, so property details, because we're in San Diego. So I wouldn't imagine you can afford a single family unless you're a millionaire. So we're going to do a condo. And I want it to be over leveraged. So I'm going to do an over leveraged condo. Let's say that their equity is a maximum of 20%. Am I sharing my screen? Yeah. And let's make one. Let's do a reasonable condo, guys. Let's do a reasonable condo. How about this guy? Well, I know where the good areas are. I know where you want to be. So maybe we could get something in PB or Mission Beach. So this is where it starts to be good, right? Yeah. Okay, so this guy has an asking price of $735. Have you lowered it though? Have you lowered that price? You should lower that price for me. Nope, you still want $735. Okay, so not this guy. Not that guy. What else do we have here? Because this is a good area. I'm trying to find. Oh, in the city too. Oh, okay. What about this guy? Average comps, estimated equity, 32,000. Pretty. Yeah, so that's an okay property, and it's, yeah, they owe 539 or 593. Oh, it looks like it's sold. Okay, I won't do it like that. I'm just gonna look here. 550 to 551. Where is that thing? Is that in a good area? Yeah, okay, cool. Interior, what does interior look like? Yeah, cool. Renovated condo interior, looking nice. Perfect. So it's a 2-bed, 2-bath. They owe 551. They want 550. Perfect. You just got to pay the realtor and the house is yours. Come on. Come on, guys. How long did that take me? Why are you renting? You live in a place like this already. Shouldn't you own it? Yes, you should. Yes, you should own it so that you can one day have a paid off asset and so that you can depreciate the property every single year. Yeah, my flip closed. Just started today. No luck cold calling so far. Bro, you gotta learn what to look for, man. You gotta learn what to look for. So this is a no-brainer, guys. Here's how the conversation goes. Hey, I'm interested in the property. Quick question. Do you guys need bank approval to sell this? You do, don't you? Because it's a short sale. Yeah. So you're selling for less than you owe in the mortgage. Guys, this person's selling for 550. They owe 551. So they need bank approval in order to sell the property. So, or they're bringing money to the closing table. So the seller is probably bringing about 20 to the closing table. The seller probably needs to bring 20 to the closing table. So this individual is going to lose 20 at their asking price. Let's offer them break even and pay the realtor 10. It's not going to sell. And if you think it's going to sell, look how many condos are for sale and tell me why this one's special. It's not. It's just an average property. So, this is a great one. They've got a 7% interest rate. And you could live in this thing and it's a 2-bed, 2-bath. You could own this thing for sure. And now you own a $550K condo and it's already in a trust. You could buy the trust that contains the property for 10K. That's how I own that awesome house that I own, right? You just take over somebody else's debt. It's not that hard. I have a plethora of properties like this. I'd even sell one of my properties like this. I've got a couple that I'd sell. But yeah, so this is what I would do, and that's what I just did on this property here, except for I asked him to pay my closing costs too. I was like, yo, you pay closing costs too. You have to come up with that $6,000 to pay the closing costs, because I know a buyer's not going to love an 11K entry and a 4K mortgage. I'm probably thinking I would sell this for 3K down. Yeah, 3K down, so that the buyer's total entry is $3,000, and that just goes to me, and then they take over those mortgage payments. What's the hurdle? The mortgage is $4,200 per month. That's a lot of money. But anyways, that's what I just did on this, and that's what I would suggest you guys do for your primary residence. Anyways, okay, here's a challenge, St. George, Utah. It's too easy, Kenna. It's too easy. You can find it yourself, I promise. Just do low equity prop stream, guys. Want to check out another deal in Detroit? I want to go ride my dirt bike in the good weather. Okay, I'm going to talk to a couple more people. I got 4 more people here. Pam, what's going on?
Hey, so I have this, it's like it's a sub 2 in California because it's California, but I put it in your DM. And the only thing they really want, I mean, it's kind of understandable. They want language that the buyer will pay the loan if it's called, and they're ready to sign if that's doable. And I think that's kind of crazy for the buyer, like personally.
The loan will not be called due on sale, but yes, we could do that. But what the buyer would actually do is they would deed the property back to the seller, and they would do a land contract, and then the due on sale clause would go away. That's what Pace says. I don't do that, but yes, that's okay. If you're buying a sub 2, you understand the risk.
Yeah, exactly.
How would you start?
But yeah, he's ready to sign. So I just had that question.
Yeah, look up. Oakland's interesting because it's like both very desirable and both very crime ridden. That's where I was born.
2.25 rate, PITI is 3,800, and their current rent is 7,300.
So that's ridiculously dummy crazy. That's a deal.
40 down. I offered them 40 down because I just went to their purchase price. I times it by 0.2, so 20% down for the DSCR, and then I just offer like way less than that.
Dude, this is great. Yeah, for sure, a deal. Good job.
Okay. Hopefully I get that signed today.
That would be so cool, man. Yeah, that's the shit. Good job.
Talk
soon, man. Bye. Okay, let's talk to Kevork.
Hello, cheers. How are you?
I'm well. How are you, man? Is it the one on Gold Ave?
Great. Yes, sir.
Okay, 60K. Tenant pays 1,100. Month 2. PITI 515. Are we taking over the debt or is it cash? What are we doing?
Cash.
Cash, 60K. Okay, so 60K purchase, tenant pays that. What's your condition?
There's no pictures. It's off market now. They removed it. There's no pictures. It has a tenant in place.
These kids looking at the Google car, man. I need to know more. I need to know more about the condition of said property. Is it this one right here? I think it's this one. I'm pretty sure it's this one. So if it is, am I sharing my screen? Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. Oops, sorry. Okay, so I just need to know about your condition. Your numbers are okay. I think 60K is not bad. But I just need to know about the condition. So you got to ask the agent or seller for photos.
I asked him many times. He said he can't do it.
Okay,
you have to send someone in.
I can't get somebody to go unless they see photos, man. That's how I drag people in, photos, you know. So say, hey man, I just need to know what I'm getting into before I send my contractor out there.
Okay, I see what I can do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, get those photos, man. Good job. Okay. Hunter, what's going on, man?
Hi, Richard. How are you?
I'm doing well. How can I help you today?
Good. So I have all but a seller's signature on a fix and flip in Florida.
Jacksonville, love it.
Say that again?
Jacksonville, love it. New roof.
Yep. It looks like it's mostly cosmetic, needing 20-25 in rehab, and I asked 80.
Looks like a rental to me. Oh, I see the issues. Rental needing slight work, maybe.
Right. Yeah. So I was thinking 20 to 25 in rehab.
Oh, much less. It's like 10, man. Okay. So these things in Jacksonville, it's important to understand they're literally made of cinder block. Like in Jacksonville, instead of putting up wood, you know what they do? They stack cinder block. So in Florida, the houses are not they're made of the strongest material possible for hurricanes. Right. And Jacksonville doesn't even really get hit that bad, but yeah, so this is a concrete box house, which is meaning it's quite durable. I can also see your roof is seemingly brand new. That looks like a new roof to me. Did they say anything?
I think they said they did that in 24 along with the mechanicals.
Yeah, great. Okay. Maybe it could be a flip. I feel like it's a rental, but your price.
They said it was supposed to be, but then never. But yeah, they had it since 24, and then it's been vacant since then.
Okay, so I'm gonna look at your.
They never even moved in, or I don't know.
Oh, your rent is low for the price, so it has to be a flip. So you can't have a price point of 80 and a rent of 1,000, which is what this would be. That return would be poor. But what I will do.
Yeah, so I was thinking it is a fix and flip, and then ARV I believe was 150, 160.
Okay, that could be something. But remember, if it were 25K, it'll be lower than that. But if it were 25K, those margins would be too tight. 80 to 150 with 25 needed, too tight. So that you guys want to do ARV times 0.65 minus repairs for your purchase price.
I did 0.7.
That's okay. People use different formulas. It's okay. But I'm gonna look at these really quick. Hold on.
I can also send you the comps that I had.
Okay, I'm just looking around. Where is this thing? There it is. Yep, there it is. Let's see if we have any comps here. Okay, so it looks like they want 110. You've offered 80. It's been there for 207 days, which means nobody wants it. If I look at your comps, you're a 3-bed, 1-bath, 936 square feet. Let's price these things high to low. New construction sell for 200. Yeah, I feel like you'll probably sell for like. You don't really have a lot of flips here, man. I'm gonna be real, not too many.
Yeah.
I think you might.
I did see 3 that I believe were flips. Selling for 160 to 159.
Kind of all over the place with numbers. I do see some 160s. Here's a 3-1 sold for 159. I see that, and it is a flip. Yeah, that's a nice one, and that sold in July. Okay, yeah, I see that. Yep, that's valid, and it's the same type as you too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
it's like on the border of like a different zip code, so it's kind of a funky little area as far as like comps, and then like
150. I say 150 for the ARV. Now, in order to get your property to that condition of the 150 that sold, let me find that house. You even have a 162.
So they do have new windows.
It
already.
really,
I think
really is not that
floors
much.
and
Really
bathroom.
not that much to get it there. So let me just analyze this really quickly and figure out how much it would need to get there. So I think you're going to keep those cabinets, keep all that stuff, just paint it white. You're going to maybe keep the countertops.
It just needs a new bathroom and flooring.
Man, somebody would make this beautiful for 15. 15K would make this beautiful. 15K is landscaping, bathroom, kitchen, floors. So 15 would do a lot in this thing.
And
I
budgeted for 20 to 25.
I think you want it, man. I think here's the thing. Take into account the days on market. 207 days of we don't want this thing. I think you should probably get it for 60 or 70. Let's go 70. I think 70 is fine. Get it for 70, man. Lock this up for 70. 80 you might make some money, but the days on market are always a good indicator. Look at the days on market. The days on market are going to tell you what the market thinks of this, and they don't like this property. So if you get it at 70, your buyer's price is close to 80, right? So we want it, 80 is probably the right price, but right price for the buyer. So I would get this thing at 70. I think you're good to go.
So would I need to tell him to back out of the contract or change the because all we're waiting is on the seller's signature?
I would say, hey, before you sign, I sent this to my business partner who does the rehab here. Here's the thing. If you say that, it could kill the deal. You could also roll the dice at your current price point, and you might have a deal. Maybe you have a deal.
Yeah.
You might have a deal at that price point. If you send it to my team, and if you send it to the Buy Box Cartel VIP, and you post it on Facebook, and maybe you have some of your own buyers already, maybe it would be a deal. The days on market make me think that I want a steeper discount, but yeah, maybe somebody would see value in this at that price point. It is a very light rehab.
Right. Okay.
You can roll the dice. You can either have them sell, but if you roll the dice and you stay where you are, the downside is embarrassing conversation when you don't close. Maybe, not necessarily, kind of a toss up there. I'd say probably 60% likely that you don't find a buyer, maybe 40% that you do find a buyer. Or if you get it at 70, you're more likely to find a buyer. Maybe you're 60 or 70% likely to find a buyer at that price.
Gotcha.
You know what I will say is people like more wrecked ones. You can get better deals on more wrecked ones. It's surprising, but it's actually better when the houses are terrible.
Right.
Yeah, so it's up to you. You can decide how you want to handle that. I personally would want to get this at like 65, 70 if I were really sure that it was a deal.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Could I get you to look at another one that I have in Detroit? I offered originally between 80 to 90 because I couldn't see the utilities, but then I just got off the phone with the realtor and then offered one. They said the lowest that they could go was 115, but I was thinking 100, and it needs a good bit of work. But the ARV was 250. Should I link?
So the thing is, regardless of the ARV, you always need a discount. This thing's also been on Zillow for ages. It's a bad idea to lock up a house on Zillow anywhere near what it's listed for, especially if it's been on market for, I mean, this is
182 days.
182 days. So
I was thinking one too high.
Yeah.
I was thinking 95. But I told he kind of like was talking me out of the deal. It was just like, are you sure? And then said I would get with my contractor to look at this. So I was
Yeah,
thinking 95 and submit a formal offer.
you know, even if you could make money at 110 or 115, the problem is now you're sending it to a buyer, and buyer's like, man, this thing been on market
Right.
for 180 days and you're sending it to me at list price. You got to get this. So dude, for something like this, I want a big boy discount. I want probably 70K, 60K discount on this thing too. Also high days on market. And what that tells you is people have not wanted it for whatever reason. And a really good question to ask is, have you guys been under contract before? And then they're like, oh shit, he asked. And if they have, say, what happened? What happened? Why did the buyer's financing fall through? Financing falls through due to condition issues. So what happened? Tell me about the property. It needs a rehab, and it could be a fix and flip. Not a tremendous amount of rehab, but definitely some rehab. Oh, is the area really nice?
Yeah. Well, I decided to look in like a higher pocket in this area that sold like a bunch, and it went between like 290 to 230 on like a low end rehab. So my ARV is like 250 for a safe, and then I see others are selling around that price range.
Let me just check that really quick. Regardless of that, you still need to get this thing, Steve, because of the days on market. You know, we just can't. Wholesaling is a business where we are paid to get things at a discount.
So I also had. Oh, go ahead.
So I'm looking at these multifamily. It's a multifamily, right?
I think this is single family.
Oh, it is? Hold on.
Yeah, single family.
Okay. Yeah, single family. Okay. Yeah, so your ARV probably is there. You just need to get a discount, man. It's just we need to get these things below list price.
Gotcha.
I'd probably get it. I'd probably feel safe at like, you know, a cash deal like that, man. I probably feel safe at 70. You know, unfortunately, not all deals need to be that low. You know, like for example, man, check this out. Look what sold in Birmingham today. I hope I still have it up. Was it this guy? I worry. I can't find it, but I posted it. I'm sorry about that, Rhonda. I posted it on my story today. Let me see. The address on that was 5th Street Southwest. 5th Street. So this is a 5K or 8K. Huh? This is an $8,000 assignment fee right here. And look what they got it for. It's turnkey at 86, right? Check out the interior. No work needed. I see nothing that needs work, guys. And I'm looking at the floors, the corners, everything. I look at the caulking. Do we have caulking right here? Yes, we do. I don't see that's brand new. I see nothing. You know what he got it for? Not that deep. He got it for 65. All right. This from 86 to 65. We sold it for $8,000. Earnest money is in. This is closing. It's a done deal. So yeah, you don't necessarily have to get it as steep as you think, but hey, I got to move on. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, you can, man. Yeah, you can. But rather than paying me to find rentals for you, I get the rentals under contract. And then I send them directly to you. So add yourself to my buyers list, clicking that link in my bio, and I would be open to rentals around the United States. I would do rentals around the United States. And the reason I do that is because there's not a massive amount of well, if it were Detroit, I could help you out, or maybe Ohio, I could help you out. But I'm open to rentals in multiple different markets. You'll have more opportunity if you are too. So yeah, I would say click the link in my bio, add yourself to my buyers list. It's fully free to do so. Anyways, final person here is Mr. Luke. Hi, Luke.
Rich, what's going on, man? I sent you over a duplex. I kind of got stumbled across. They're down with seller financing with a little less than 10% down, right? Brings in $1,800 a month, but he only owes $7,500 left.
Okay.
So I'm wondering, and he said the realtor mentioned to me a wrap deal, and I don't really understand wraps. I know you're the god of all this structure stuff, right?
This is easy. This is easy, man. You got a deal here. That's a deal and a half, and it's in a good market too. So yeah, here's what we're gonna do. I'll type out your message to the realtor.
He wants 8% though on the rest, so that's where I'm like, nah, I can't. And I told him, let me run numbers to make sure this will work. He's ready though.
8%. At what price?
I think the rest of what he's got it listed for.
8%.
That's where the negotiation comes in. Come on, Richie. I need you to cook, bro.
Okay. So 175,000. What's your down payment you can give him? 15?
16.5 is what was agreed upon.
Let's up it to lower his interest rate. I'm going to do 20 down.
Okay.
What's it bringing in?
1,800.
We can do this. We could do this. It's easy. Yeah. So you're gonna do this. I'll write out your message.
Okay, good.
I
got RV park for you too, twin.
Okay, so I'm gonna say, well, I probably gotta head out after this, but I'll listen to it. So let's up the down payment to $20,000, because I know that it'll be hard for me to do 6% interest. I'll take over the remaining payments on your $7,500. And I do need to know what the $7,500 is costing him monthly. Do you know what that $75 costs him monthly?
Right, I do not know yet. This is the first deal of the day, and once he sent this to me, I said, "Hold on, let me run it by you. Make sure that this is gonna work."
It will work.
But I can get that, and I'll just send me what you're sending me, and then I can figure the rest.
It says he owes 144. You don't think he owes 144?
Good. It told me 7,500 on PropWire.
Oh, PropWire. Oh, yeah. You're using PropWire, man. That's just free. No. So it's much easier.
I ain't got no fun.
So this is much easier than you think, man. He doesn't owe 75. He owes 144,000.
Okay.
So this is easy. Hey there, Mr. Seller. You owe 144. Let me just take over your debt. You don't have any equity. Let me just take over your debt as it sits right now. So I'm gonna say public record is showing me 144,000 left on the loan. Let's go ahead and just offer to take over the debt by placing the property into a trust, and we'll buy the trust off you for a higher down payment. Seller financing at an interest rate is for equity. If public record is correct, I can pay all the equity that you have up front. I'd like to offer to pay you 20,000 instead of 16.5 to take over the loan as it sits now. I can give you a down payment, or I can pay your closing costs too, but this would be contingent on the loan costing. Now he's bringing in 1,800. I think his loan's 1,400. I think we gotta lower that. I think we gotta do.
So what you're saying is basically giving him the in between of what he owes and versus what he's trying to list. He's basically
a little less than that, but here's the problem. If I take over the payments, I'm guessing it's around 1,400 per month. I'm nearly breaking even when you factor in management. Given the lack of cash flow, I think the only thing I could do for you is give you $12,000 to take over the debt as it sits now. There's no room for payments, but I could pay title fees on top of the $1,200. My offer previously was based on us being able to cash flow, but if I'm correct about the loan, there's very little cash here. There's some typos in there. Management is spelled incorrectly. Let me see if I can edit that.
No, I got you, bro. You did good.
Previous. Oh, that's not. It's saying perilously. Let's see if I can change that.
Warmer and added ice, I'll feel the temperature colder again. Okay, bunker up clean.
Go.
Okay, your typos are fixed. I would use that. I would send that to him.
Perfect.
Okay. As far as the mobile home park goes, I guess I'll take a quick look. Can you DM it to me?
Yeah. Just the terms right here. It's one. It's not completed though. So tell me if I'm shooting a shot in the dark. 32 months, no payments. Oh, wrong one, wrong. I just sent you mine. Give me a second. 32 payments, like 120 down. It's already got septic tank, utilities, and everything. It's got 12 pads built, but it's meant for 75. And
can you send me the address?
30, I'm sending it to you right now. This is the terms, and I'm sending you the address right now. It's in Texas.
Where'd you get this thing? Is it under contract or is it listed?
A realtor sent it to me on Facebook, networking with some guys on Facebook.
This is a daisy chain, man. I think he got this under contract. I think somebody else has this under contract.
Why, you already seen it?
Well, no, the way that this write-up is written.
No, he sent it like that because he listed it out there already, and then he sent it over to me because I asked him about another one. And I said, "Which ones do you have? Do you have anything seller finance?"
Oh,
and
I
said,
see.
Well, I got one that's like this.
I see. Okay. This is going to require an in-depth underwrite. I'll tell you what. I'll bring you up tomorrow and we'll do it. Okay.
That's cool. Cool.
All right. So I'm going to set a reminder to bring you up tomorrow. Be here at 1:30 PST. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Tomorrow at 1:30. Remind me to bring up Luke about mobile home park.
Okay, I added it.
We'll talk tomorrow. I just have to. I probably will. I'll look into that. I'll underwrite it. It's just going to take me some time, and I'm pretty beat right now. So that's been 3 hours for us, guys. I'm going to spin the wheel, and then we'll catch you on the next one.
Thanks, Rich.
Realtor is asking if we want to do inspection. We can waive the inspection after Harry walks the property. After Harry walks, we can waive it, Devin. Okay, he's going to walk probably tomorrow. Okay. Probably tomorrow. So give me a sec. Oh. Spin this wheel, guys. What are we gonna get here? Deal of your choice plus email and phone call. Deal of your choice plus email and phone call. Okay. So that means the first thing I do tomorrow is I see if I can pull a deal for you. See if I can pull a deal. Random number, people say random number. Okay, random number. Trivia. Here's the question. What's the biggest expense you'll run into on a mobile home park? Septic. That's right, Alex, you win. Alex wins. That's right, Alex. Septic. Septic can be, from what I understand, upwards of $1 million to get a new septic installed in your mobile home park. So pretty expensive there. So you're right about that, Alex. So Alex, tomorrow I'm gonna bring you up. First thing I do tomorrow is I'm gonna see if I could pull a cash deal off Zillow for you. Okay?
All right, thank you, bro.
Absolutely. Talk soon. Okay?
Yeah.
Tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. Remind me to bring up Alex for deal of his choice.
Okay. I added bring up a.
Got you. How tall are you? Don't you think I'm just going to lie about that? Should I even tell you how tall I am? What does my driver's license say? My driver's license says I'm 6'1". What did I weigh? When I did my bodybuilding show, I was 6'1.5". So I'm, if you see me walking around in my Birkenstocks or my Crocs, I'm probably about 6'2". But if I'm not wearing shoes, I'm 6'1.5". There is a video of me being weighed. There is a video of my height being taken on my Instagram folder. But I'm tall enough is what I'll say. I'm tall enough. Tall enough to have a hard time putting on muscle in my legs. Okay. So guys, we're going to go ahead and end this here. Do we have another person going live? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. What are you thinking about talking about today, Kira?
I mean, I'm just going to answer questions. So right now I'm learning about pre-foreclosures. So I hope I get to teach some people about that.
Our team is outfit to stop pre-foreclosures, even if there's only a couple hours before that.
Amazing.
Yeah, we've done that a couple of times before. If somebody's about to lose the house, we can stop that with an active PSA. But yeah, Kira, I think you're one of your best bets right now, Kira. Something that we don't talk about at all. What we talk about a little bit is expired listings that were previously low equity.
Okay.
Expired low equity listings, because your conversation with the homeowner is, hey, I was going to offer on your property, but your realtor said no because you were going to lose money. But now that they're out of the picture, why don't I just take over your debt and pay you everything that your realtor was going to get? And if they're low enough equity.
So are you pulling those on PropStream?
No. I'm pulling them on Lightning Leads.
Oh.
So Kira, check this out.
Yes.
This is a $13,000 assignment fee found by Michael off of Lightning Leads. We're in closing right now, and I'll show you how I did it. You log in. You log in. You go to your control panel. You go to Lightning Leads, and then let's say we want to do what's an area we never do? Nice little cheap area, Rochester, New York. And then we do off market this time. And then we do deal type mortgage takeover. And we do price low to high, because these need to be cheap if they're going to cash flow. And then we let it do its magic. That's probably too cheap. The condition might be rough for that one. It's actually not that bad. Mobile home, wrecked, wrecked. Oh, these are all wrecked. We need to scroll for a little bit. But essentially, these are off-market properties that were recently taken off market. They were previously on market, and probably I probably shouldn't have priced that low to high. I probably just price normally. Rochester, New York, mortgage. Why is it not showing me off market? Mortgage takeover. Let me try a different city. I might have to tell Chris that there's a glitch here. Memphis, Tennessee. Let's try Memphis. Off market, mortgage takeover. Search. Oh, now it's working. Okay, that was weird. Now let me price these low to high. Price low to high. Okay, yeah. Check this out. Okay, so this was listed 208 days ago. That's a condo. That's a little. Oh, look at that. That's got a 3% interest rate. So look at this. That guy was for sale 229 days ago. And the list that we've pulled to find these deals is not sold, listing removed. So you see how it's listing removed? In August, bro was like, I can't sell this property because I'm going to lose money. So he takes it off the market, right? He's had it ever since, and he's got a 3% interest rate. You could offer this guy probably $12,000 to take over that debt. He owes 110. That would be $112K sales price, and he'd net $12,000, which probably wasn't getting before. But sometimes you see these things where their mortgage is right next to what the house is listed for, especially if you're looking in an area like Detroit. So Detroit is really awesome for this. So you've got,
And now they don't have an agent to pay, which, you know, I
so
love that even more.
this is the perfect one, apart from it being a 2-1. I mean, it's okay that it's a 2-1, but look, you could give him all of his equity. You know, you could give this guy all of his equity and it still cash flows decently. Oh my gosh, look at that one. That's the dream. Look at the house. You know, perfect house.
Maybe we'll do some live calls.
Yeah, well, it is a little late, but look at that. He owes 68. He's asking 86. You could give him 10 or 12 to take over the debt. And how do we know I could give him 10 or 12? Look at this. I have this in closing, and it literally is that. It's a failed listing. The seller owes, how much does he owe? The seller owes 61. It's worth 87. I gave him 12K to take over the debt. This closes like tomorrow or the next day for a $5,000 assignment fee. So 17K down on an 87K property. The interest rate is 7.75%. But the reason the buyer bought it is because those payments, given that it's only a 61K loan, are $633, and there's a tenant actively paying $1,250.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Great
So guys,
deal.
the lessons continue on Hold My Hand Wholesale. To all the people who are like, hey, I really want to learn this, you know, Kira's going to take it away and answer your questions. I just did a 3-hour question and call stream where I found deals and literally bought a house in real time. Or I sold a house, guys. There's my HUD statement. I sold a house on here. I sold my fix and flip earlier on the stream. And if you wanted to learn everything from rental properties to wholesaling to fix and flips to creative finance to mobile home parks to whatever it may be, it's all here in Hold My Hand Wholesale. So I would say just tune into Kira's live stream, and I'll be live tomorrow. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks, Kira. Bye, guys.